care home for the elderly should be a safe space, but actually contains one of the most deadliest criminal organisations in the world, from flesh-eating pensioners to demonic grandmothers. These are the world's deadliest Grans. In today's show, we expose how horror cinema has turned our fear of old age into something far more monstrous. These grannies don't just offer kisses and biscuits. They feed on human flesh. We have the Belgian Rabid Grannies and sweet old dears feeding on the homeless. But at the centre of our investigation sits one of the strangest VHS horror films of the 1990s. This is the Matriarch, or as most horror fans know it, the Granny.
And now, I'm gonna eat you for lunch!
Released in 1995 and directed by Luca Bercovici, a man who made us fear toilets in 1985 with his debut feature film, Ghoulies, now wants us to fear dear old Granny in the Matriarch.
Amy!
A greedy, awful family is just waiting for their rich matriarch, Anastasia, to die so they can get their inheritance money.
Andrea, get out of there! Put that down, you can't have it, I'm not dead yet!
Disgusted, she drinks an elixir for eternal life, but messes up the instructions. Instead of living forever, she's resurrected as a demonic, vengeful creature. What follows is a dark, comedic splatterfest featuring a truly over-the-top performance by Stella Stevens as the wrestling-loving granny, Anastasia.
Didn't I always say we were just alike?
The Matriarch feels like a mashup of Tales from the Crypt, Rabid Grannies, Death Becomes Her, and Serial Mom. It has this weird, kooky, off-kilter vibe.
I heard you were having a party! Glad you could join us, sweetheart.
That is further enhanced by its cinematography by Christopher Nolan collaborator Wally Pfister. The film is at a constant Dutch angle, with most scenes filmed for maximum uneasiness and disorientation, resulting in an aesthetic that mirrors the family's own instability. The family is already morally bankrupt.
Junior, give your grandmother a kiss.
No way.
So Anastasia's monstrous transformation feels like cosmic justice. She becomes the manifestation of their own inner ugliness.
Be afraid. Be afraid of growing old and decrepit.
Rabid Grannies. Released in 1988 and directed by Emmanuel Kervin, two sweet old sisters are celebrating their birthdays with their greedy relatives, who are all just waiting for them to kick the bucket. But when a mysterious cursed present arrives, the two ladies transform into cannibalistic demons and start eating their relatives. The family dinner, a ritual of connection, becomes a feeding frenzy. Unlike The Granny, which balances horror with campy dark humour, Rabid Grannies goes completely off the rails and feels more in spirit to Peter Jackson's Dead Alive. Family members are ripped apart, heads swallowed whole. The gore gets increasingly ridiculous. In many of these Gransploitation films, the family is guilty of neglect, wishing their elder relative was gone and seeing them as a burden. The monstrous grandmother becomes the physical manifestation of that guilt. Like The Granny, it's a satire. The extreme violence is just an extension of the emotional trauma that was already poisoning the family.
I'm acting crazy. You just freaking killed somebody.
Don't ever talk to me like that. I'm still your mother.
Which brings us to Mom. Released in 1990 and directed by Patrick Rand and starring character actress Jean Bates in the title role and featuring a pre-The Granny Stella Stevens in a supporting role. This one often gets forgotten, but it's one of the most sincere and tragic entries in the entire Gransploitation genre.
Go to your room. No!
A tale of bloodsuckers, flesh eaters, and family. The film follows an elderly woman who gets bitten by a new tenant and slowly transforms into a flesh-hungry creature. Part vampire monster movie, part old age drama. What makes Mom interesting is that beneath all the horror and blood, there's a story about aging.
I'm your mother, goddammit!
Watching the person you love become somebody you barely recognise.
She was a stranger.
It's your own daughter!
In a state of denial, Clay cares for his mother during this change, and even disposes of the corpses she leaves behind. Infected, transforming slowly, her son watches every stage of it happen, because underneath the monster effects is something real. Losing your body and mind due to aging scares people, and horror has been exploiting that fear for decades. But eventually, the killer gran genre started changing. A granny biting someone's face off wasn't enough anymore.
Parasites does exist.
The genre needed a new approach, and that's where things took a darker turn.
Would you mind getting inside the oven to clean it?
While the VHS era gave us the gory, satirical template, modern horror has refined the trope into something far more psychologically terrifying. There's no better example than 2014's The Taking of Deborah Logan. The film starts as a found footage documentary about a woman's struggle with Alzheimer's. This grounding in reality is what makes its descent into horror so brutal. We watch Deborah's decline, and for the first half, her disturbing behaviour is chalked up to the disease.
That woman is crazy.
The horror here is painfully real. The fear of losing your mind and the emotional toll it takes on a family. The film masterfully blurs the line between degenerative disease and demonic possession. Is her aggression a symptom, or is something more sinister at play? By the time the supernatural stuff becomes undeniable, the film has already tapped into a very real, contemporary dread. The monster is the disease that made her vulnerable in the first place. A year later, M. Night Shyamalan brought the trope back to the mainstream with The Visit. Two kids go to stay with their grandparents they've never met. The found footage style, seen through the kids' eyes, make us feel just as vulnerable as they are. At first, the grandparents' behaviour is just odd. Nana wanders the halls at night. Pop has some strange habits.
What's he doing?
But that eccentricity slowly curdles into something deeply unsettling.
I'm sad it's all over.
I'm gonna get you.
The film's terrifying twist reveals that the truth is simpler and far more disturbing. There are no magic elixirs or possessed demons. The caregiver role is flipped on its head. Human horror, grounded in the terrifying idea that Nana and Pop might just want to kill you. Just like The Granny in 1995, Ari Aster's 2018 film Hereditary showed a grandmother who is monstrous even in death. The film begins just after the family matriarch, Ellen, has died, but her influence lingers like a poison. We learn that Ellen was the queen of a demonic cult, and her entire life was dedicated to a sinister plot to bring a demon king named Paimon into the world using her own bloodline. Her monstrousness is the terrifying legacy she built. A legacy of secrets and manipulation that unravels and destroys her family from beyond the grave. The horror of Hereditary proves the grandmother doesn't even need to be alive. Her memory and her plans are enough to become the architect of her family's doom.
I just don't want to put any more stress on my family.
It's all about family, innit? Tell you what though, I wouldn't want to meet any of them grannies down a dark alley. For now, the world's deadliest Grans continue their reign of terror. The most dangerous gang in town ain't on the streets, they're in the retirement home. Watch this next video before the world's deadliest Grans find it first.